Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Chair. Enoch Yeboah Ejepong. So I realized that in our budget income, under the student section, we have stated that we won't be collecting any dues, which understandably so, because if you paid 59, 1.1.4, we know that we're not taking any dues from the students. But the thing is, if you look through the expenditure, you don't at source, because for your social media platform, the social media platform we have, podcasts that we can make of technical conferences and things like that, that has its own revenue generating stream, which I think we can include in the income bit. So I think these are two things that we can try and take on.
Well, my namesake, this is a very forward-looking suggestion you've made, and I think those are areas we should look at. I mean, if you go to the ASC portal, if you want to download a webinar or take a webinar that you missed, they will say, oh, pay $5 or pay $10. And it's all part of revenue generation. But I said we need collaboration with the ICT committee of the GHI to help us get our heads around this problem. I mean, our IT infrastructure is pretty weak. We are trying to strengthen and make it live up to our vision going forward. I think we need the support of people like you who have knowledge in that area, and we can work together to achieve more.
Overflow.
No. That should be captured under general administrative expenses. So we are talking about our interaction with the students, and I said that we've already dispatched letters to every technical institution for the rejuvenation of our student chapters. And it's important we devise a program of going there physically. And not that we go there alone, we will select some of our prominent engineers who can be used as mentors and go and talk to these students for them to see the benefit of being a member of this great professional institution and also just belonging to this great profession of engineering. So that one has to be increased. And I think council even said, with the new council here, the council itself is going to decide on a certain itinerary for the president. They won't allow the president that latitude. That by this month you should have visited this number of workplaces or institutions. That is being worked out. It may be putting the president into a straitjacket, but I think it's worth it, because sometimes you are not careful. A year may pass and you will not have done anything. But we can do more if we have the signposts and somebody is watching over those signposts. So I think it's a very good
Overflow.
Overflow.
Chair, Engineer Chair, my name is Engineer Jude Buslafia. If you look at page 61, and
Mr. Chairman,
Buslafia,
if it's going on another issue, my point is related to what was discussed. So probably I could make the comment, and so I will finish that so that you can pick a new item.
Okay, Overflow, can you hold on for a second?
holding on.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, on the issue of the students, we should be seen as net invested into their lives as a practitioner, and it's a good policy, but we should charge the branches so that the institutions within their catchment, they deal with the student chapters very actively. Thank you very much, sir.
That's a very good point. We've taken it on board.
Overflow.
Overflow, now you can come on.
Thank you. I'm on. Page 61. When we look at item 2.40, history and heritage, you realize 2018 we budgeted, but there was no actual. We have budgeted again. I would like to know how we intend to implement that. Thank you.
I think the institution has a major role in this area. I'm saying so because, you see, when you go to the other institutions outside and you go to their offices, just walking through their offices, you can have a view of the heritage and the evolution of engineering in that country. I mean, unfortunately, if you walk into our secretariat, there's not a single thing on the wall to show that it's an engineering institution. So that is something I think we should be looking at. In fact, I spoke to Engineer Theo some time ago about even Akosombo Dam. I'm sure there are drawings of when it was started, the progressions, and all that. These are things that we should capture. I spoke to Engineer Sareboa. He's worked on many big projects, that if you have drawings of the raw site, the different stages of Engineer Nigeria as well, the the different stages of major projects. For instance, the Job 600. I'm sure we should have some pictures of the Kotoka International Airport, which we should be able to, we have to create our heritage. And so we need to put a team together. A team of engineering historians. And they have to be engineers. When you watch the History Channel, those of you who watch History Channel, it tells you a lot of major things of engineering prominence, but they go through the very face, all the phases of how it unfolds. So yes, the budget even I think is pretty small, but it's something that we need to do as an institution. And to start off, I'll call on all the consultants and all of you who are here, who work in big establishments like the GPHA, who have those, the port expansion, the schemes. Let's put together something and have some picture gallery at the headquarters. It's absolutely vital. We need that because when somebody walks in there, he should feel that this is the citadel of engineering in our country. Thank you very much.
We have noticed there are a lot of questions, but then we request members to come and join council because that's where most of these deliberations are made. So, sorry, to come on committees under the council. That's where most of these deliberations are made. So you will enrich whatever decisions that are made. Thank you. We'll now open the floor and ask. Oh, sorry, for the acceptance of the
colleagues, I'd like to move for the acceptance of the budget subject to a few corrections on it.
Moved by the President-elect and seconded by the Vice President.
No, seconded by Engineer Hesse.
Engineer Hesse.
Yes.
Okay. So it's been moved and
Seconded. All in favor? Thank you very much. And I further want to move for the 10% increase in subscriptions for the year 2020. All in favor of your sorry. How do you licensing renewal of licensing 10%, and I think this is modest, and if we have to advance and get to where we intend getting, is across board. All in favor, say aye. Thank you very much.
Hello, overflow room.
Overflow.
I think the no has won.
Go ahead.
The no has won. Huh? The no has won in overflow room, please. You can hear no.
Overflow. Hello, overflow. Unfortunately, there are more yes, in the main auditorium.
Mr. Chairman.
Compared to overflow. So the vote has been carried on. We'll now open the the scrutineer's report. No, that's what
Thank you. I think this should be given standing up. So I will move to the podium. Yes. Not Charlotte, sir. Thank you. We were 4 scrutineers in all for this year's election. That's the 2019-2020 election. Myself, Engineer Bushdid, Engineer Edmondo Feano, Engineer Nalamkai Kui Ballard, and Engineer Samuel Kwabna Asari. The elections this year were conducted online using SurveyMonkey. Now, SurveyMonkey is some software that the institution has paid for that has several different modules. And so this election was conducted using the election module of the SurveyMonkey. This module begins with a registration process. In this case, the registration process was the gathering of emails of members of good standing. So that was done, and that information was loaded. But when the information is loaded, SurveyMonkey checks the emails. And if the email does not follow the right format, it rejects it. Then once your email is verified by SurveyMonkey, you are sent a ballot. And the process is such that once you complete the process, you are flagged in the system as having voted, and you cannot vote again. Because we had women who were also voting for a wine president, they were also added onto the system, separately. So those women had an opportunity to vote for a wine president, as well as all the other positions for GHIE president. The ballots were sent out on 11th March in the evening, and voting closed today, 29th March. There are some problems with voting. Some people tried to vote from links that were sent to them by others. And of course, because the system would recognize that link and know that one person has voted before, it would immediately tell you that you've already voted. So you weren't able to vote from links that were sent to you by others. So there was a process. Emails were sent out, text messages were sent out. So people who found that they weren't able to vote or had such, I will know if you open it or not. 1,250 did not open their emails. 63 emails bounced back. And those who actually voted were 1,001. Which, I must add, is a record for this institution. So if the next slide, I think. Can I have the next slide, please? Which just shows you a bit more information. So that's the proportion that actually voted. So we go on now to the results. Not all the positions were being contested in this election because the Constitution has staggered the elections. So we start with the branch chairman. That position was being contested. And in this case, we actually had only one candidate per branch. I'm not sure of the numbers of the branches, whether this is correct, but the branch 1, I'm just giving them numbers for convenience, and that's the Ashanti Regional Branch area. It was Engineer Dr. Nyantechi. Engineer Dr. Nyantechi. Engineer Dr. Emmanuel K. Nyantechi. Had 176 votes. He was the only candidate, and therefore he's elected. Engineer Hector Emmanuel Ajete Boy. He had 468 votes, only candidate, and therefore elected. And his branch is Greater Accra, general area. Branch 2. Branch 3. which is the Eastern region. We had Engineer Isaac Bedu, only candidate again. He had 107 votes and is elected. Engineer Jacob Brown, also for Region 4, which is Western Central, or Branch 4, Western Central. He had 107 votes and is elected.
Overflow.
Engineer
Overflow.
Dr. Okay. Engineer Dr. Eric Ofusu-Entry for Branch 5 Hafu area, that he had 52 votes. And Engineer Antoinette Ama Agbado, Branch 6, Volta region. She had 57 votes and is elected. Engineer Professor Seini Ibrahim Yakubu, the Branch 7, Northern Regional Area, had 34 votes and is elected. Then we move to national councillors. And the national councillors, we have different categories. We have the professional engineer category, technologist, technician, and craftsman. But we had candidates in only 2 of these. We had a candidate in the technician category and a candidate in the engineer Kwabna Bimpong, engineer Dr. Patrick Amwa Bekwe, and engineer Kweku Asma are elected. And so if they are here, they may stand. Thank you.
Overflow, overflow. Please get up.
Thank you. Then we go to the
Overflow,
position.
overflow. There's one person here.
Thank you. Then we come to the position of vice president. For the position of vice president, we had only one candidate, Engineer Harold Eseku, and he had 1,000 votes. Finally, we come to the position and with that, I'd like to thank very much the scrutineers who joined me. Before I close, we have the election for wine president. Yeah, wait a minute. That one, I'll leave it for the candidates. So we had one candidate for wine president, engineer Dr. Enyonam Pepena, and she polled 92 votes. 92 votes out of 95 women who were elected. Yes, out of 95 who voted, she polled 92 votes and is therefore elected. So I shall leave the introduction of the president-elect to the president, the current president. Thank you. Thank you. And I'd like to thank my scrutineers.
Thank you, IPP. I was taking notes because next year I will be in the